There's so much money around.
Okay, I'm going to call the planning committee meeting to order. Number one, petitions by citizens on non-agenda items. Number two, approval of the 3/17/25 committee meeting minutes. Move the floor. Motion by Gary.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. I met with Roberta today and went over the items on the agenda. Roberta, you want to tell us about the Plaza Tire?
So there were some last minute changes between JR and H, so please could take Plaza Tire.
Okay, great.
Okay, so Sam is in the back. He's representing Plaza Tire. Sam, do you want to start off by just a quick recap of where we're at?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're really ready to break ground in the permitting process. I think we've agreed to pretty well the changes that we've been that have been brought to our attention, required by the city. Really here just to ask any questions or answer any questions that you all may have. I know there's discussion about adding a sidewalk, which to understand, we can do that. There's plenty of space there to do that. And then we cut back our entrance close to Route 3, that's the western entrance. Originally, that was full access entrance. We, for the city's recommendation, made it a right in, right out. I understand that there may be some more direction there. Per the functionality of the site, we do need that access point. We have to be able to provide deliveries and full access around the entirety of the building. Additionally, we are the ones driving customer vehicles. So moving an entrance to wherever in front of the bays, that could either limit access or cause potential conflicts and turning in and out of the building itself and parking spots with customers is a concern of ours. Generally it's maybe something most businesses don't think about because in their parking lots, two customers, it's between them, it's their insurance. Of course, we're pretty sensitive to it because it's our business, our insurance, and typically one of our employees is in the vehicle that may cause an accident. So
during the plan review meeting with Public Works, beforehand, we had two access points going in and out, but we realized that there's a left turn lane on Plaza on the right on Route 3. If there would be a light there in the future, that could cause some problems with bottlenecking and issues with traffic. So the right in, right out would alleviate that issue. So that was one of the last minute changes on Friday. JR, we're trying to fine tune the shape of this to make it work a little more feasible. So we're trying to shape it a little bit more. So that's one of the things that we did at the last minute. Also today, at the end of the day, it was realized that we do require sidewalks on one side of the street. And the reason that the scooters didn't get it is because their property was within that 7 foot of the edge of back of curb. And we didn't venture on either getting an easement or acquiring that. This site plan does work out okay with getting the sidewalk in without having the easement, drainage easement. So it looks like they'll be along that side of the road. Improvement plans did not call out a specific side of the road for the sidewalk. So there's a little bit of a gray area until we pull up the ordinance. And I gave Sam a copy of it. So besides that, there's a storm sewer inlet junction box down here in this green. There's a 60-inch culvert that pulls all of the storm water from above, and they need to tie into that structure. And we need a little bit more design build on that before we're happy with it. But it doesn't sound like that's Deposit Tires okay with that as well.
Yeah, really, most of these issues, we're happy to work with the city on whatever the requirements are, so.
Yeah, Deposit Tires been great, especially since the supply review meeting. We've worked out these kinks and we're really happy with that. As far as the site plan, parking meets zoning. And everything flows pretty good. Just open up for comments for anyone.
So, I was saying, so just to confirm, we are requiring sidewalk here.
We are going to require a sidewalk.
And which side of the lot are you proposing the sidewalk on?
The sidewalk would be on the south side of Plaza Drive.
And I assume then anybody else that then builds there will also be required to have a sidewalk?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
During last year on the Ross Lake side of the building,
There's no, on the south?
Outside, I believe,
I don't think so.
I'm not sure what the requirements are.
Pleasant Drive.
Our requirements would be the buffer between residential and commercial. Not
But again, you're just showing us just to keep us abreast of what's going on.
So this is the commercial site plan that, the members will be giving, a recommendation to council tonight. So,
Okay.
and then they already applied for permit.
So I mean, as far as, but they'll have all the changes that you want with that,
So-
everything agreed to.
Right, these are the 3 things that we just came up with, like in the 11th hour here today.
Right, so,
I suppose the only question is about that entrance, exactly what the city's proposing there.
Right, and JR and I will work that out.
Okay, yeah, we definitely want to.
But it's close, it's just not quite.
but you're looking for recommendations tonight.
We are.
Have you gone over building materials and signage requirements and all that stuff with?
We have their application, we've sent them the sign applications, but I don't think we have the sign application yet, but we can reconfirm all of that, but the building materials are correct and. Ready.
I wanted to get through this and then roll into that, but they've never asked for any conditions for anything on this whole project. They've been really good to work with.
We're excited to be part of the community here, so.
Any other comment?
We already passed, zoning,
The special use permit.
special use permit. Right.
They want this on.
Zone B.
Yes.
Right. And the adjacent properties are as well.
Quick question, estimated time from ground break to open, any thoughts?
Roughly 6 months, so we look for mid-fall. We're really, truthfully, ready to get started here almost as quick as we have permits, so it's been a pretty smooth project.
Anybody else?
I will make the recommendation to accept the plan as per vote.
Okay. Gary? All in favor?
Aye.
Yes? Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, Zano accessory building.
Okay, so Zana was looking to put in a shed, which will be where one of the playgrounds is. Need someone called up so we can come look at it.
Sure. I can't see that.
So Zana doesn't actually require permits from us, they're more or less just being neighborly and letting us know what they're doing. Because the building itself will not have conforming building materials, it will be metal. It will be going in that black, you see where the playground is currently? This is, yeah, it will be going right in that area. But, Will is here, would you like to let everybody know what you're thinking?
Yeah, so we're gonna put a 10 by 30 shed in. It'll most likely be like a metal standing seam roof with just the regular 4 by 8 panels, like a normal shed would have. It'll be going north, south right there, along that fence line by that tree right there. So.
And the reason why we're here is because the commercial ordinance
So
makes
this-
you match material.
Yes,
So,
so it is in a residential zone, but we're operating as a business, as a school or business, and your accessory buildings are supposed to match the principal building, which will be brick. But they will be, they're doing metal,
We have no control.
not really.
Well, I think you have control over the
I thought you
zoning,
said there was
no control over the permitting. But I believe when we had prior meetings, that the zoning ordinances would be in effect.
so they do need to match buildings.
That's why we're here, to see if the planning committee would accept an alternative material.
You said 10 by 30,
10 by 30, yes sir.
enclosed metal shed.
As in metal, like a metal standing seam roof.
Yeah.
But just like the typical 4 by 8 wood panels for the sides. Probably looking
It's running north and south, you're saying?
north and south, yes, parallel to that fence line where that tree is.
Right.
But enclosed, you're gonna put stuff in.
We're gonna put
It's not
stuff.
like a pavilion or anything.
No, yeah, we're gonna put stuff in it.
What kind of wood panels?
Like a shed fire.
Yeah, just like the typical shed panels. I mean,
Reverse that.
yeah.
Something like that.
Paint it out.
And then also while we're on the subject, probably before this happens, we're going to be putting a crow's nest on the junior high track bleachers. If you guys want to have a say in that, we're more than open to hear what you have to say. But there was one previously, it got condemned, tore down. We couldn't afford to do it, so the maintenance crew has offered to build one, and we'll set it on there with a crane. That's kind of priority for us. So I guess let us know if you have any preferences or anything.
Has to know some dimensions and.
It'll be
Line through, say, right, or something, that's, you know. I mean, we have concern about building materials on this?
So just to be clear, there is no steam exemption that the school has. They would, under normal circumstances, comply
With zoning
need
regulations.
to get an exception on anyone else.
Yeah.
On a case by case.
Yeah, so they wouldn't have to apply for a permit. Because when Zano did the addition, if we all remember, we were talking about building materials then. And that was the determination was that the zoning chapter is in effect through the whole town. It's just ROE takes care of the permitting, execution, all of that, inspections. But the setbacks, anything in the zoning code would apply. So this would be a variance in the planning committee. I thought this would be a good group that could look at it and make that decision. I didn't really want to take it to the zoning board, but they could apply for variance that route too.
We got thoughts on this?
I don't love it, but, 10 by 30,
What's the height?
yeah. And 8 foot tall.
Yeah, we don't need anything crazy.
And the garage doors will be on the east side.
They'll be on the east side.
Do you guys have a color that you're proposing for?
So all of our sheds match. All of our accessory buildings all match. So they're all that yellowish tan color.
Beige or whatever.
Yeah.
Not bright yellow and not
Yeah.
bug orange or red.
Yeah. So we try to keep them all, you know, real decent color.
Didn't you just paint the walking cooler
The walk-in cooler?
outside? Actually, the kitchen, didn't that just get painted?
No, that's stainless steel.
Think something else, right?
Zoning called for all their sides in that area to be.
Zoning calls for commercial buildings, accessories, and that's principal.
So that'll be all 4 sides brick.
Well, we're gonna brick or metal. We got metal on top.
I don't know, is that metal?
Oh, it's not metal?
It's not metal, it's the
Fiber
fiber.
They did the firewood work, but that's a facade.
And that's-
The junior high metal, that shed's metal, isn't it?
Oh, so we have a Quonset hut and a metal shed
That's also.
with exposed fasteners.
That's also out back, you can't really see it from Belmont Tank or First Street. It's different if you put it out back.
Yeah, we got it back or whatever, it's not on that brick.
Can you put a skirt on the side that faces the road?
Like a wainscoting.
Right.
Yeah, so
Even like a post stone or something that.
So I don't know. Yeah, we did that to the shed that we have at Gardner Elementary, so critters don't get under there. So that is what we have been doing.
I'm talking like it's called a skirt, right?
Oh,
Yeah,
wainscoting.
the ways going up 3, 4 foot, whatever.
Yeah, not that's all, just something.
Just to dress it up on that side.
Oh, just like a brick facade kind of.
Or
On the bottom.
you could have a stick
Just on the
stone,
street
big
side.
brick, whatever. Anything with a cement.
Yeah.
It'd be better for you to be against anyway, stuff like that.
Well, yeah, it's gonna be sitting on asphalt, but yeah, that's not a problem.
I mean, you're building this in place, right? You're not buying this and dropping it off the trailer.
We are not buying it. We are gonna build it. Yes.
Okay. You're not gonna call it paint up and put it out back. Those are also, that's.
So Russ, your concern is the houses on what they see,
With the residential.
what the residential area sees.
That would be my concern too.
Are you leaving the chain link fence and just
That's
building
pretty
next
well
to it?
reversed.
Yes.
When people are dropping kids off. Or used to be.
Yeah, not so much. I mean, that's what the T11 painted out, the roof, whatever. But something to make it not look like a shed I have in my backyard. It's in my backyard in my season.
Could you come up with some type of drawing that shows something similar to that?
Yeah, we can. I can get that to, I guess, Roberta or Brad or Nate.
Meet again.
It sounds like what?
The first time we've seen this, so.
I guess
We're
it
gonna have a lot of these meetings coming up.
Okay, sure.
sounds like I should get you guys a set of drawings also for that crow's nest.
Please.
Sounds like a plan.
Sounds hot, so yeah. Sounds dangerous if it's not built right.
Any other questions? All right. Roberta, we talked about the Deer Ridge preliminary plat. You gave it a explain.
So if you're looking up the existing subdivision in Natalie Estates, and this will be Deer Ridge, the surrounding field. Legacy is over here. And as of right now, this has gone to planning commission, where we threw around the idea of a through road. to connect the two subdivisions. These two will connect. Deer Ridge is already connecting to Natalie Estates. This portion over here is owned by Dennis Grant, and as of right now, they are not connecting the subdivisions. We went to planning commission where we discussed that and thought maybe yes or no, unsure. Planning committee said, no, we don't really need to connect Deer Ridge to Legacy. And then it went back to planning commission where through road got brought up again. And they thought maybe a through street, either to be a straight connection or to create an S to slow traffic down. Or maybe a multi-purpose path to connect the two for people to walk through the subdivisions without having to go all the way around to Hamacher or Rogers to get to the schools or the tennis courts. So the plat, it's gone back and forth with Bruce Street. Tonight I'm looking for a vote of yes or no so that we can move forward with that.
Didn't we already vote on this and we voted no? So I'm curious as to why it came back.
It got mentioned that it might be beneficial, so we took it to planning commission, and that's where they batted it around for a second time after that planning committee. So now I just need another final.
So the first no again?
It is final, no, it is final, and we're done, we're moving.
So the first time it was just a straight shot through, and there was a lot of complaints, and then the idea of maybe kind of make it a little more romantic down here on the southern side would maybe benefit EMS, snowplows, traffic. That was brought up. That's kind of why we're here. And we have, the representation for Dennis and that here.
Yeah, that's true.
Just kind of want to see what everyone's thinking.
So the builders,
I'd say, Matt wants to move forward, Dennis does not want to go forward.
he wants to move forward with the district?
No.
Just move
Matt
forward.
wants
He just
to
wants
move
forward.
Yeah, yep. Yeah, I'd like to have a decision if possible.
Well, we've got, Dennis, you want to say anything?
I thought this all done already, but I was reserved R1 going up to R3. So I asked for a buffer, landscape buffer, and no connecting streets. Remlock / Legacy and Natalie Estates and your estates both have access to Hamacher and Rogers Streets. So like if EMS people and all that, they're not gonna go through Natalie Estates and get back to Legacy. They're gonna go down Hamacher and turn off anyway. So, this is quite a bit of a zoning change here from R1 all the way down to R3. So I felt really, I thought we came to all agreement with this, I guess, a couple months ago. And then all of a sudden, I just found this out last week that this has come back up again. I thought this all went through all the channels and it was all done. I've been working, since then, I've been working on a sketch. I have our engineer working on a sketch plan for Remlock Phase 7 to start going forward with that. But with a through street, I'm just not going to do it. I'm just going to say, because it's just going to, I won't be able to sell those lots along there.
You don't have a problem with leaving it.
No, I'm fine. Actually, I spent $10,000 on this set of plans based on the January 6th vote of, that was not needed.
You're adding another entrance on Rock Street, so.
Correct.
Between Natalie and this development, you're gonna have 3.
Yes.
Which is way more than some of the subdivisions have. I mean, what's Legacy zone?
R2, right, Dennis?
R2, but we're going to go back up to R1 to the west, which is up against Matt's property. And then we'll be.
Those lots are a lot smaller than R2, but, so I don't know if that.
Oh, actually, legacy lots could have been zone R1, but we went ahead and made it R2. But the requirements for R1, legacy matches that R1 zoning. But so it's not near down to R3 or something, you know?
I just think that we've got the developer on one side and the other side. One doesn't want for sure, the other says he's fine with the way it is, he spent a lot of money for all these plans up there and drawn out. I'm not sure why we're discussing it here.
What's the pro? The pro is EMS access, emergency access. Jim, do you have any insight on that?
I mean, I always liked more roads in, but I understand what they're saying when they want to keep this limited. And like you said, there is access in there, more than one.
3 into that one, and front lot's got legacy, or will have legacy eventually.
I can't imagine the RSC, so any emergency vehicles going through those subdivisions.
It'll say on the connectors. Right.
But what happens is, once they start getting calls in that area, police, fire, they know where the entrances are, they immediately have that. They've already pre-planned that in routes, so I mean, they know which way they're gonna go.
I think the developers are paying those.
Do what?
If they're, the developers are local paying.
Exactly.
I don't feel strong need to make it. So why they can connect, I agree. Now, I mean, there's still a sidewalk along my monitor for kids getting around and things like that.
So are we just in agreement, we're gonna leave it the way it is?
As previously discussed.
As previously discussed.
So they're just.
You want to move on?
We want to review the rest of it.
Yeah, that's fine. I thought that was it.
Pieces of puzzle here.
So it's going to be built in 3 phases. We're gonna start on the Rogers side over here, and it'll go around this area, the 5, 61, 60, and 5. That'll be phase 1. Phase 2 will be this portion from the match line over. And then phase 3 will go down to Hamaker and finish it out.
The time frame?
Hopefully sooner rather than later, but I would venture to say 3 to 5 years.
Going to 4, 3.5 or 5 years out is when you get back closer to Hamaker.
Correct, yes, sir.
Like we mentioned, there's one entrance being added into the subdivision, so they can free toll for that portion. It's adding 66, I think, 7 houses.
We're doing sidewalks on Hamaker and Rogers, correct?
Yes.
We met with Public Works, kind of started getting the idea of planning and easements.
I'm sure this has been checked with that, and as far as away from the other entrance, we talked about that.
Yeah.
This may be a stupid question, that ground, let's say it's 5 years before you get final, is all that ground gonna be still farmed, or is that?
Yes, yeah.
I didn't know if you'd have infrastructure in or you couldn't farm it.
No, that'll be farmed.
So it'll just be farm ground just as it is now.
Correct.
What else you got?
We did not put this on council agenda,
Right.
we just didn't know where we were going tonight. So the recommendation tonight will go for the 21st. So,
Are you done?
I think they're down.
So I need a recommendation.
I'll make that recommendation to leave it as is for the Bruce Street.
All in favor? Opposed?
And we'll go down to comments.
There you go.
Hello, I had two questions. One, we have a sidewalk that ends where phase one ends along Comaker. Will there be a sidewalk on this third phase that you're talking about, the last phase? Will that sidewalk continue
Yes.
to the private property and it'll just end where that farm ends?
Or the land where the parcel is.
When the parcel ends?
Where their property is.
Perfect, okay. Second, what is the plan for the tree line?
Keep as many trees as we can, but obviously they play a big part in development work, so they get in your way, so. The areas that'll be like the roadway and sewer lines, water lines, gas lines, those trees will be removed.
And what's your treatment for over the creek then?
It's gonna be like an engineered box culvert.
As you can see this bubble, this is your existing tree line.
Okay,
It comes way over here. So it's pretty obvious these trees will have to get removed, but the street and then, but like Matt's saying, there's a detention pond, trees will have to leave there. But, these trees are great for these lots.
and they'll stay at grade, you're at the current grade, there's nothing changed.
And then back here, you see this cul-de-sac, the trees are cutting through it. So obviously they're gonna get pushed back.
Those will,
Another detention pond, some trees will be going there.
and so you have a pond, how are you treating that with the,
Those are retention ponds,
not
so,
detention, the
well,
retention?
they're just like what's in Natalie now.
There's no ponds now.
They're, so, yes, so it holds water and lets it out slowly.
The ditch area, okay. Okay, that's what it'll be there,
Yes.
okay.
As a
Motion to adjourn?
No, so with the amount of tree line that's leaving, just due to the development in general, is there any reason why we couldn't require them to put a certain amount of trees back? I mean, less ground, bare ground is better than, trees in general for the health of the community and everything else, so it's just.
I don't think we can control that.
Well.
I'd rather leave it to the homeowners. Whether or not they want a tree next to their house, they can plant a tree.
No plan.
I'm not sure where to put them.
Right.
Well, you could just require like that, maybe every lot includes a tree as part of their package or something like, just something basic. It's previous farmland, you're gonna wind capital up there, so. We can all buy our own trees, that's not a problem. I've got plenty of trees and more coming, but just for the sake of the city and the community.
A lot of people don't want a tree, they're gonna put a pool in their backyard, obviously they don't want a tree. But they don't want the leaves in it, so I don't think we could require anyone to actually do that.
Well, then for utility purposes, we like to run the gas mains in the rear of lots when possible. So planting trees back there and then coming through and hooking onto gas services, they can get a little interesting there.
Do that one trees.
I don't want to put any extra mandate on anybody.
It's terrible.
I put a lot.
So much for Arbor Day.
I don't know why. Are we not making it?
Motion to adjourn.
You guys wanna plant trees, this week, we'll let you plant them all